What's good? It's your boy Cool K. Now tuned to the plug. That was that Pop Smoke, man. R.I.P. Pop Smoke, man. It's crazy that allegedly, the ones that's close to you would definitely take you out, man. But you gotta keep your family as close and enemies closer. But I do have a special guest in the building with me from K97.5 she's from up north. She's not a native.
Well, technically, Maryland's below the Mason-Dixon line, so.
Okay. So that's what you're gonna say?
So I'm from the South.
We got Miss AutumnJoiLIVE in the building.
Hello.
What's going on? How you doing?
I'm good. Thank you for having me. It's kind of strange being on this side of the mic and not over there.
Okay. How do you feel? You feel like
I feel like a fish out of water right now. I'm just like, oh, what do I do? I don't know. Just talk here? Okay. No, but this is kind of cool. I was talking off air about, making sure that, people like myself that are public figures don't get too busy to not come back and do, college campus radio. This is where I started.
Okay.
College campus radio. I went to HBCU. I went to UMES, MEAC. Shout out to the MEAC. And I ran our student station. So this is very nostalgic. You know what I mean?
You feel like you're back home.
Yeah, it's making me, taking me back to my humble beginnings of,
Okay.
Doing my little show and had 3.5 listeners. Oh my goodness! You know what? I think it was just the AutumnJoiLIve show.
Okay.
Yeah, actually back then was I calling myself AutmnJoy? No, I think it was AutumnJoiLIve show.
Okay.
Yeah, AutmnJoy was my radio name starting out.
Okay.
And I interned for Donnie Simpson. I'm sure you have no idea who that is.
No, I know who Donnie Simpson.
Oh, you know who Donnie Simpson is?
Yeah.
Oh, yay. Okay. Well, Donnie Simpson, he's like a great when it comes to radio, television, like one of the OGs of BET, all of that. So that's where I did my first internship, was on his radio show in DC.
Okay.
And when he asked me what my radio name was, I was like, AutmnJoy. Mm-hmm. And he's like, that sounds like a stripper name. You should probably just go with your real name. AutumnJoy is unique enough. So so I was like, okay, AutumnJoy it is. So yeah.
So
I know I said a mouthful.
Does it feel different, do people take AutumnJoy, the radio personality, thinking somebody different from AutumnJoy, the person? When they meet you in person for the first time.
Yeah. You know what? No, you know what it is? I think what I appreciate is that people tell me I sound the same.
Okay.
When I was starting out, I thought I had to be, like that, that radio, he's laughing at. But that's how I thought I had to sound when I opened the mic, and it wasn't me, like it wasn't translating over well to the listeners.
Right.
And it really wasn't until I started working at K975. A lot of people don't know this. That's where I really learned myself and my voice, and just to be myself and just talk like me. So like how we're talking now, this is how I talk on the radio, you know. And I think that people just appreciated the fact that when they do meet me, it's still the same person. It's not, it's not a facade. It's not somebody fake.
So when you meet those people that have their personality name versus their real name, how do you approach them?
What's up, little mook mook? You know what I'm saying? Like, hey, what's cracking? I'm gonna be honest, I guess because I do have a unique name, I can kind of say the following. I just have never really been a huge fan of people just not using their real name. But I understand if your name is John Smith. I get it. You want some type of some sort of moniker, you know. So I am just really thankful that I have a unique enough name to where I can really be AutumnJoy, And I get people asking me all the time if that's your real name, and I pull my ID out and I'm like, here, this is me, I'm AutumnJoy. Hey. And Joy is not my middle name, believe it or not.
Okay.
Everybody thinks that. It's AutumnJoy is my first name. It's hyphenated, then my middle name, and then my last name.
Oh, wow.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, you probably didn't know that.
Nah, I didn't.
Learn you something new tonight, boy.
Hey, look, we call it Expect the Exclusive. So, hey, you plugged everybody in.
Yeah.
Working and interning in the beginning of your career, what's one lesson that's been carried with you throughout your career? That you hold close, each and every day, this something you just tell yourself on a daily, or one lesson that you learned from a previous situation, hey, I'm not gonna let this situation affect today.
It goes back to what I was saying, just being my authentic self,
Okay.
And thank God I caught that early in my career, so I don't have to try to be two different people. I remember very vividly being in situations where I would see like a bigger personality and just feel like, okay, well they've made it, so that's what I have to do because that's what making it looks like. So I need to mimic what they're doing, and it wasn't working. I'm like, wow, well, why? I'm doing what she's doing. Why is it not working for me? And it's like, because that's her. That's not you. And literally, I tell people all the time, they see the success that I have now. It took me about 15 years to really get to where I am now. Like constant, I was moments where I was working a 9-to-5. I worked at Enterprise, I was a property manager for a little while, and radio was just on the back burner. I had an internet radio show similar to this setup that I was doing. And until I was allowed back into the radio, the commercial radio world. So there's a lot of layers with me.
Okay, so we're being with the matter of fact, we'll be right back after this. It's your boy Cool Kill. You're not tuned to the plug. I got Miss Autumn joining the building. Holla at us. You're not tuned to the plug. It's your boy Cool Kill. That was that. Yo, got it. Pose. We got that. My special guest is in the building. I repeat, my special guest is in the building. I got Miss Autumn Joy.
Hey.
What's going on?
Nothing much. Just chilling. Taking it all in. Looking at your posters y'all got posted up around here.
Who is one of your favorite, out of these posters, out of the decor? For those just not tuning in, they tune into the plug. Make sure y'all check this interview out to see what poster is Autumn Joy's favorite. What's your favorite poster out of this whole?
Oh, wow.
I know these are classic posters.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to probably go with Bobby Valentino, honestly, because he came to the station and we had a really good interview, and he has really good energy. Okay. Yeah, like we were dancing, joking, laughing, and he stayed for like an hour and a half, and we just were cutting up. I'm just a huge fan of people that are actually like people. And they're just, don't take themselves too seriously and have a good time and understand that it's Raleigh, but they still treat us like a big market, like a New York or know.
Speaking of number one radio.
Oh, yay.
3 months. Congrats.
Thank you. Yeah, that's not easy. It's definitely not.
What's the difficult part? Not staying number one, but staying number one.
It is keeping people interested in what I have to say. Okay. That keeping people's attention, especially now when people have their attention span is like that. Right. People have other options. They can turn on they can plug in their aux cord. They can connect their Bluetooth. They can listen to Apple Music, Spotify, whatever they want to listen to. But they choose to listen to Autumn Joy on the radio. Yeah. So, I mean, that's not easy to do. Right. Especially when I got down here, Middays was ranked number 12. In the market, which I don't even think they were showing up on the scoreboard, if you will. Yeah.
So what we say is we call that a new level. You brought a new level to the market.
New energy. It was just me being myself. Okay. And just like cracking corny jokes and making people laugh and creating content. The Hollywood Crunch segment that I do every single day. I do it every day. Even when it's slow, I'll find something, I'll dig something up, but and I just make sure that I'm very topical. I'm staying on top of current events. I'll dabble in Trump stuff. Some even though black people don't rock with Trump like that, but we still got to stay informed. Talk about it, Still got to know about what he's doing. Right. So.
Okay. How did the Live Squad come about? I know that's a part of your segment on 3. What you on 10-3?
10-3, yeah.
10-3. So how did that creation of the Live Squad come about?
So everybody, artists, actors, rappers, they always have, like, they call their followers something. Yeah. And so I got to give credit to growing up in DC, there was an actual radio crew called the Live Squad. Okay. It was P Stew, Poochman, and this lady named Steph Lover, and they were on, like, I remember I may have been like middle school, and I used to tune into the radio every night to hear the Live Squad. And so that's what I grew up listening to. And so once I got into radio in DC, of course I'm working up under P Stew. Right. And then when I branched off and was doing my own thing, I asked him, I was like, hey, I'm going by AutumnJoiLIve now, and the Live Squad, they've been on the radio for decades. So so I was like, would you be okay if I use Live Squad? And he was like, yeah, gave me his blessing. He's like, I was like, do y'all own the rights to it? Because I ain't trying to get sued, but he was like, no, we don't own the rights, so you're good to go. I was like, all right, bet, cool. Well, then that's what it is. So. Because I'm AutumnJoiLIve, right. That's where I got the Live Squad from. So I started using it when I was on radio in DC, and then when I got down here, that's when I really branched out and was using it. So,
being from DC, being from Maryland, and coming down to North Carolina, what's the difference in regards to environment as you've improved yourself as a personality?
No. So the biggest misconception that people have about North Carolina is that it's slow and it's country and y'all don't wear shoes and there's no electricity. That's the big. But I'm from Prince George's County, Maryland.
County.
Yeah.
It's a pretty girl county.
Pretty girl county.
Okay.
Yeah. A lot of baddies coming out of Maryland.
Okay.
But yeah, so that's where I was born and raised. So when I got down here, it's not too much different. I mean, it's a lot less black people that are really because where I'm from it's like mansions and it's like all black people so when I got here same kind of a vibe but I mean I would say there's no huge difference. I would honestly it really wasn't, and I don't want to sound cocky, but because I'm from a faster paced area and we just hustle, scramble, and do this and that.
Right.
When I got here, I was just looking around like, y'all haven't done this yet? Y'all, I'm looking at our social media like, what's up with our social media?
Yeah.
Y'all not posting? Like, what is going on here?
Okay.
This is Raleigh, Durham is a green market, believe it or not. It is wide open and here for the taking. And I just got here and took it. Like, okay, y'all not going. Okay, well, guess what? AutumnJoiLIve is here, and I'm gonna give y'all this DC Black Girl magic, and it worked.
Okay, all right. You did a video for your birthday. Before we get to that, explain your experience on the Flavor of Love.
You know what? That was so. I was on radio at KYS in DC. And the midday girl, Jeannie Jones, I was doing overnights at the time. Okay. And, me and her, we would always talk. I was always having her laugh. And this was like when reality TV was like really getting started. Okay. It was maybe like the second season of Flavor of Love. So there really wasn't a lot going on.
Right.
And she was like, you really should be on reality TV. And I was like, girl, whatever. Yeah, right. Hey, really? Like, nah. Yeah. So Flavor of Love was casting in DC. Okay. And she was like, look, I know the producers. I'll hook you up and, get you an interview. Okay. And I was like, no, I'm not going on Flavor of Love. Because I was like everyone else. Like, I'm not kissing Flavor Flav. Like, ew, I'm not doing that. But, I ultimately, she convinced me to go meet with the producers and, they were laughing at everything I was saying. And after the interview, they were like, we're definitely going to get, use you. And I'm like, oh, I said, so okay, what I'm saying. Like, oh, this is Hollywood talk. Okay, girl. Okay. But, I was like, all right. So, the next day, like, we want you for Flavor of Love. And I'm just like, oh, shit, okay. Yeah. So, I mean, that was how that all started. So.
Oh, wow. Okay. So from that, was that your transition to, after the Flavor of Love, where was your transition to get back in on the radio or, stay within the media scene? What was your transitional period?
So okay, so after Flavor of Love was over, that was, and I made top 3. I did really well with that. Okay. So I was able to kind of travel around.
And hold on, before you do it, you said you made top 3.
Yeah.
You was number 1 for the past 3 months. Hey. And then number 3 might be your magic number.
I know. Maybe I'm going to play that number, 33333 or something. I don't know. But yeah, and after that, I traveled around. I did parties. I didn't have to work for about a year and some change, just being a party girl, whatever, with my girls. Yeah. And I moved to New York. I was in New York doing radio and things up there. And, I hit a wall, like legit, like, I was doing some stuff for ThisIs50, working with Shade 45, and
shout out ThisIs50.
Yeah, shout out ThisIs50. Yeah, We gotta take a break.
Nah, we good.
We good?
Yeah,
okay.
good.
Are you turning around like, hold on now, because I'm about to get to a whole story. And so, long story short, you know, I transitioned from New York back to DC.
Okay.
And that's when I had to really figure it out, because it's like nobody was answering the phone for me. Nobody was responding to emails in the radio world, if you will.
Right.
So I there was nothing available on commercial radio.
Right.
So I had to get a job, and that's when I transitioned into working at Enterprise.
Okay.
And then, you know, I did Enterprise for a while, and I decided at a certain point, I was like, you know what, I need to get back into radio.
Okay.
And that's when I started my Star Power Radio show on Bliss FM, which was an internet radio show.
Okay.
And they were seeing a spike in listeners. They were seeing a spike in subscribers during my time.
Okay.
And because I had garnered so many relationships when I was doing commercial radio, I was able to get, you know, Wale's and, you know, Kevin Durant's and Drea, you know, from Basketball Wives at the time. Like, I was able to get these people on my show as legitimate, you know, people that were showing love.
Right.
Yeah. And so took a stab in the dark. I was like, you know what, let me brush up my air check. Now, for those that don't know, an air check is like a voice resume.
Right.
So I did a new air check and sent it out blindly. I went on Googled PDs in Cali, PDs in Texas, PDs everywhere. I accumulated at least 50 email addresses and got my air check together, did my headshot, got my bio, and just sent it all out. Nobody bit back except one PD in Baltimore. And his name was Al Payne, and to this day, I credit Al Payne for getting me back into radio.
Okay.
And Al Payne was a PD that I actually worked with very early in my career when he was like an intern PD for about 2 months at KYS. But he remembered me.
Right.
And so it was like perfect timing.
Yeah.
And that's how I got back into commercial radio.
Okay. Speaking of radio run, you just had the previous event. How did that go? That was your first event, right?
Yeah, it was the inaugural one. Yeah, it was I didn't know what to expect. You know, because I just felt like I get approached by people all the time asking for advice, like what should they do with their career and this and that. And I'm always very open. I listen and I give them as sound advice as I can, and I'm honest about it, you know. And so I was thinking, I was like, you know what? I need to create something where people like come and like, you know, listen to what I have to say and just
really
kind of see how it goes. Yeah. And so one night I was talking to my boyfriend, and, you know, we're on the phone. I was like, you know, I got to come up with something, some sort of acronym, something kind of cool. And so I was like, you know, what about like prep? You know, we're preparing. You know, it could be like 2 Ps. And then we literally sat on the phone for an hour and broke down what each letter would mean. Okay. And the significance behind it. Right. And then from there, I was like, okay, cool. I got the acronym. Now I got to really break down each word. Right. And so initially, I'm thinking this is ought to be something easy. Like, all right, they're going to come. You know, we're going to chit-chat. But when you're doing a seminar, and especially when people are paying, you got to really, like, bring your A game. So it went from me thinking like, oh, okay, this is something I could just throw together to like, oh, snap, I need to really dedicate some time to this. So I really felt like I was doing a thesis for like my master's or something. Like I really had to, I was telling you, I had to turn on the classical music, get that going to get my brain cells moving. Yeah. And it went really well. It sold out. We had some good breakfast. We laughed, we cried, we danced, we sang, everybody. And it was such a good group of people that were legitimately hungry to get to that next level. I still have people sending me messages like, I'm utilizing the prep method. It's working. Oh my gosh, I'm so happy I did this. Yeah. So I really think I'm onto something. You know, I might take it nationwide. I don't know. I might go to Cali next. You know, we'll see.
We'll be right back after this. It's your boy Cool K. Now tuned to the plug. I got Miss Autumn Joy. Young Dolph, let's go. I learned so much today. I tell y'all, man, I need to stay plugged in. Tell everybody where your Instagram is. Yeah. For a quick second.
Yeah, sure. AutumnJoy with an I live, all one word. Okay. You can follow me. That's Instagram, Twitter, Facebook.
What you be tweeting about?
You know what? I usually retweet tweets because I feel like Twitter, you do so much better if you just retweet other people's random funny stuff. Yeah. But Twitter, I'm gonna be honest, like Twitter is light years ahead of Instagram for information.
Yeah.
So usually when I'm like reporting stuff, I get it off of Twitter.
Okay.
Because Twitter gets it, I would say at least 20 minutes before you see it on Instagram, which is a long time.
Yeah, it is. That's a long time.
Yeah. So I still believe in Twitter. People are like, oh, it's too much reading. Like, nah, I'm a reader, so I'm cool with Twitter.
Okay. What I done lost my thought for a second.
It's okay.
You're not tuning to the plug. It's your boy Cool Kel. I got Miss Autumn Joy
Live. There we go. Don't forget the live now.
What is? I got it. What's the top 5 songs on your playlist right now?
Oh, well, let me see. Hold on. So I was saying, I'm such an R&B girl. So I love Jayla Darden. She's dope. Let's see. Alex Maley. She's dope. I love her voice. Who else? I'm just cheating right now. I'm scrolling.
Okay.
I love Nao. Have you ever heard of Nao?
You mean Neo? Or
No, Nao. N-A-O.
Never heard
I'm
of that
telling
one.
you. Pink Sweats. That's the homie.
Oh, Weak Sweats. I definitely rock with them.
Pink Sweats.
Pink Sweats, yep.
Snow Allegra. I'm sure you know about Snow Allegra.
Yep.
Tiana Major. She's got that song Collide.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I listen to Apple Music mainly because they have they play all the up and coming newer artists,
right?
And that's where when I listen to the hip hop side when I'm working out, so I can like seem hip and cool and know who Lil TJ is and YMO Mal. I don't see it.
YNW Melly.
Yeah, there we go.
Okay.
See,
I know YNW.
boy. Got my son in here.
Got a little man in the
He
back.
has a brother named YNW Beastline.
Oh,
That is true.
Really?
Yeah, he do.
He just taught me something new.
See, look.
Boy, you supposed to be listening. Watching
in.
Sesame Street, boy.
No, I'm not. I play Minecraft.
What's your favorite?
Minecraft, not Sesame Street.
Okay.
What's your favorite restaurant you like to go to?
Out here?
Regardless, I know when I go to DC, I always gotta get the chicken wings with the mumbo sauce.
The mumbo sauce, yeah.
Got to.
You gotta put the mumbo sauce on everything, even the French fries.
Right.
Honestly, I'm gonna say Kitchen Cray, which is shout out to them. Those are my homeboys. They're not up and coming, but they definitely, when it comes to like the seafood, because DC is known for like seafood, crab cakes, crab legs. Like if it ain't jumbo lump, I don't want it. You know what I'm saying? I need to see the lumps of crab meat in my crab cake.
Oh wow.
But yeah, DC is changing.
Okay.
I feel like I've been down here for 3 years, and every time I go home, something is different.
Yeah.
I'm just driving around like, yo, where? Okay, I know this is Suitland Parkway, but what is that over there? Like that wasn't here last month.
Yeah.
But it's definitely growing.
Yeah.
So I would say like Kitchen Cray. Since I've been down here. It's a couple little cool spots. It's a spot named Mkoko.
Okay.
They got some really good wings, and some good ramen. I love ramen and like pho, all of that. I love Asian cuisine. Food. Yeah.
Okay. I'm a tickery.
Oh yeah, that's the homie.
Yeah.
Yeah, he follows me on social media. I know. Shout out my boy Nolan Smith. They just launched the Smitty sauce. I think tonight.
Oh yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. It's like mumbo sauce with something else. I was gonna try to catch them. They were there at 7:00. I was going to try to catch him, but I didn't get out in time.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I've had him before.
Okay.
It's really good.
Yeah,
I was really impressed. And he's a young black kid, so I'm always like game for that.
Yeah.
What else?
That is.
Yeah. You said what else?
Yeah.
I would say maybe well, I like Dames. Dames is really good. They've got the good chicken and waffles.
Okay.
Let's see. My boy, Big C's Waffles.
Big C's Waffles.
Yeah, he's
Shout out
got
to
some
Big
good
C.
waffles.
Okay.
Yeah. My other homeboy, Isaac. Oh gosh, I'm drawing a blank. They got seafood. They got the truck. It is fried.
Hey.
It's Oh, I can't think of it.
Like fish and shit. Fish and chips.
Yeah, something like that.
Okay.
But yeah, I'll
Yeah.
think of it and blurt it out randomly while we're talking about something else.
Well, thank you for stopping by. We got Miss AutumnJoiLIVE.
thank
Where
you
can
for
somebody
having
find you
me.
at? You told us the social media. I know you got a website or page everybody can go to for all the updates and postings.
Yeah, Instagram. That's honestly, that's my one-stop shop. I tried the website thing, but I was like, I'm too lazy for that. Hey everyone, it's your midday love, AutumnJoiLIVE, and you are rocking out with my boy, Cool Kel from ThePLUGG. Did I say that right?